We're on? Okay. All right. Wednesday evening, everyone. I'm going to give it a couple minutes before I get into this stuff here and let people kind of come in. Hopefully there'll be a few people in here, at least maybe my sister, someone. But
maybe your son, but he was out shooting his AR-15.
Yeah, I saw Ryan was out shooting today.
Joel McDonald was watching.
Joel McDonald. Hey, Joel. So last night seemed to go pretty well on Facebook Live, so we decided to do it again tonight on Facebook Live. And we talked to a gentleman today that's very savvy when it comes to what's going on. He said YouTube has been having some issues, and Facebook does too, but it just kind of hit and miss. It all depends on when you're on there.
Kern says, howdy Eric, how's it going?
Hey David.
Hi Andy. Hey Andy, how does the reception look? How's the video and the sound?
So let's hope that I'd like to be able to move this outside at some point in time, but we had such decent clarity last night. We hate to move. We hate to move it outside, but
Lon Oric. Hi Lon.
Hey Lon. I'm hoping that we can start doing these outside when it's not windy and stuff. So let's hope that our signal holds up.
Hey cousin Tracy.
That's
cousin.
Tracy.
Hi,
Hey Tracy. How's Mike? Yeah, it's kind of funny that when we do this, I've got people that we've known all of our lives. There's more family involved along
Video
with
and
our...
sound are good.
Excellent.
Justin Hellickson.
Excellent.
Hi, Justin.
Hey, Justin. So that's cool. We love it when we can actually make this happen and it doesn't get all blurry and choppy. Of course, I probably just jinxed it.
You probably did. Angie McKay. Hi, Angie.
Hey, guys.
Bruce Peter.
Hey, Bruce.
Bruce's video and sound is good.
Excellent. Good. Well, I want to get into this question before we go too long before something goes wrong here.
Tracy said hi. Love you guys. We love you too.
Hey, Tracy. Love you too. Tell the girls we said howdy.
Give that baby a hug for me. Oh my gosh, she's getting so big.
She's a doll. So I got a question
Bruce Peter says, "Don't move. You got a good thing going."
Yeah, don't move. I don't want to move. So I get a question on a regular basis, a question similar to this. This is from Darren Ferguson.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Richard Barclay from New Zealand. Picture is good, sound is good.
Hey.
Bob Bennett, Raymond Batter,
awesome.
Michael Kent.
Wow, terrific. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm glad to hear that it's all holding up so far. So this question is on pricing. This is from Darren Ferguson, and he said, how much do you charge per square foot? I saw one of your videos that said anywhere from $35 to $50 a square foot, but I know that was an older video. And that he says, I make these signs for fun, and I do them intermittently on Marketplace and people at work. So he sells a few signs, but he's doing it more for fun. He's an RN, and he does it more for just relaxing.
Say hi to Corduroy. Hi, Corduroy.
Hey, Corduroy. Oh, my gosh. That's awesome. I'm glad Corduroy is here.
Well, I'm not sure he is. I know Chuck is, but I'm sure that Corduroy's around there somewhere.
Hey, Chuck and Linda, give that boy a hug for us. So Darren is saying, I don't want to overcharge, but I don't want to sell myself short. So, and I've done several videos, so if you guys are interested in this, and this is one of the, again, probably a question that I get on a regular basis, maybe more than any other question, other than the router bits. Videos number 49, which I did way back, and that's on the pricing formula. Video 115, and that is kind of an addendum to the 49 video, and that's talking about small signs but with tons of detail in them and how to kind of adjust for that. And then Coffee and Questions 8, 16, 17. I go over more negotiation with the customer and how to price. But in essence, it is so, pricing is so individual. $30 to $50 a square foot, I was there for a long time, like decades. And the reason being is I would make a 6x24 sign, and it would be, $35 to $40. That's a square foot. 6x24 is 1 square foot. But the problem with that is when I'm making a 6x24 sign and I'm carving them on site, I'm doing them there. It's almost like repetition. All I'm doing is basically changing the names. That's unlike something that is a special quote for something that you're not necessarily set up for. On the 6x24 signs, I make those boards up, dozens at a time, so I can really crunch the time that's involved in making it. Whereas if you're making a 12 by 24 or a 12 by 36 sign, that's pretty much individual, and there's a lot more time that goes into that from a square footage standpoint. So that's why for a long time, I was at $35 to $45 a square foot. These days, for me, and again, it's an individual basis. Darren doesn't need to make a lot of money on his signs because he's doing it more as a kind of a stress relief from his job. So if he makes enough to pay for his materials and buy a tool every once in a while, he'll probably be happy. On the other end of the spectrum, there are people that really want to make a decent living at this. So they're in a completely different situation. There's a lot of people that are retired. They already have their incomes set up. They've got pensions or fixed incomes or whatever, and they're happy with just making a few bucks. That's great. If you make $15 a square foot and you're in that position and you're having fun doing it, that is terrific. It's for me, being as I don't have that much time to spend on commission jobs anymore, I'm right now right around $100 a square foot. Not everybody is in that position.
Hi, Jamie.
Jamie
West.
Hey, Jamie. So everybody's not in that position. So, it really is, if you're happy with the price that you're charging and your customer is happy and you're having a good time, then that's all that counts, whether you're making $10 a square foot or you're making $100 a square foot. For me, somebody that is doing it just as a rough, I think a really good kind of rule of thumb, $40 to $50 a square foot is a very fair price. Even though I'm at like $100 a square foot, I'm still way under what the norm is out there for a commercial sign shop. Commercial sign shop, if you go and look at pricing for a commercial routed sign, and this may be whether it's CNC routed or whether it's freehand routed, wouldn't be surprised to see $150 to $200 a square foot. That's not that outlandish. So I think I'm even way under what a lot of big commercial sign companies charge. But they have overhead. They're in a different position. They've got to pay their people. They've got a lot of overhead. So, everybody's a little bit different. For me, I spend most of my time making content for you guys. And if I can mix, like those Winola signs that I did a couple weeks ago, I got $7.50 a piece for those. So that was right around $95 to $100 a square foot because they were 2 foot by 4 foot. But there was a lot of time in there. I'm kind of wishing at about halfway through that I charged more.
Always.
Which is kind of the way it goes for me. But generally speaking, now, if you go watch Coffee and Questions 8, 16, 17, I really go into a lot of detail, not just on the square foot, but how to communicate with your customer and save you time. By the way, whenever you're quoting a sign, never say how much per square foot you charge. Just figure it out. If it's 1 foot by 2 foot, that's 2 square feet. Just tell them that's however much you figure out. Calculate it by yourself, then tell them what the price is. If you tell them $50 a square foot or $40 a square foot, trust me, they'll freak out.
Michael Kent says commercial signs made out of HDU is even more expensive also, but
Yeah.
the HDU lasts longer than wood.
Yeah, HDU is high density urethane, and they do last longer than wood. They last like forever. And that stuff's not cheap. The materials itself, the HDU, depending on there's so many different varieties and grades of HDU. But you're right, they do. They get big money for those.
Bruce Peter says, that's me, retired, having fun, stress relief. I usually underestimate my labor hours, but am close to material cost.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's fine if you're happy doing it, and you don't need to make extra money or make money from it, make a living. For years, for decades, I needed to make a living out of this. So, and then on the other side of the coin, I was so hungry that I wanted all the business. I didn't want to lose any of the business. So that would cause my price to kind of go down because I was willing to work cheap, and because I wanted all the business. So there's so many different variables. There's so many things to come into play. Question?
Well, Kyle Bingaman says, I do a lot of cedar, super nice stuff. Most customers like outdoor signs. So
Cedar's great.
I love cedar.
Eastern
That's probably my
red
favorite.
cedar and western red cedar. The white cedar is what I think northern white cedar is kind of what the cedar fencing is made of. You don't get a lot of the deep reds mostly, or the white and the red contrast like you do in western red or eastern red.
A lot of comments. So.
Okay, so go ahead.
So Andy Littleton, no, I did not get the desk lamp. It's too small. Justin Hillickson says, Vicki, in regards to your power carving, they make an attachment for the angle grinder that you can put those sanding pads and cups on there to get down into the bowl further. Just thought I'd share with you. Ooh, I'm going to have to check that out. Justin, if you know what that thing is called or what I look for, email me, please.
I know somebody was talking about the ball gouge the other day, the Arbortech ball gouge, and we have one of those. And it really chews up a lot of wood.
Oh my gosh, that thing's awesome. It
chews up a lot of wood.
Mateo Jeep and Driver says...
That's Matt Bay.
Oh, hi Matt. Sorry. Really wish Facebook gave notification like YouTube. I do too. I know there's several that I like.
Yeah.
But Chad Prather, I never get notification.
Yeah.
Let's see. Andy says don't undersell yourself either.
Yeah. No, just be, once you figure this out, guys and gals, once you figure it out, just be, you're giving a fair price for a great product, and don't apologize. And, I used to get highly upset when people would try to kind of get me down on price, Jew me down, and I didn't react well to that at all.
Bruce Peters said he got notified. Is there some kind of place where you put
that's interesting.
Click on for notification, Bruce?
Maybe there's some place to
How
click.
can I look at older videos to review stuff y'all posted?
Okay, so go and there's a channel search.
Within our channel.
Within our channel, there's a way that you can search. When you bring up our channel, there's a search box at the very top, and anyway, there's a search box at the top. Don't type it in there. Type the search box down below the big picture. There's another search box there, and you can type in any number of different subjects in there. If you want to send me an email, I'll send you a link to a video that explains exactly how to use the channel search on our... Now, if you're on an iPhone or you're on a smartphone, then what you would do is you type in the name of our channel, Old Dave 100, and then whatever it is you're looking for within our channel, and that will be a search for you. I'm sorry.
Justin said, hit follow when you're following someone. There should be a prompt that lets you know when you're live.
Oh, really?
Like the little... He just friended us, and
maybe there's something akin to the little bell icon on...
Hi, Susan. Yeah. Susan Alexander's here.
Hey, Sue.
Kyle says, pricing as well as transfer images also. I want to review the past.
Yeah.
from the past.
Kyle, send me an email and I'll send you a link to how to search our channel. And if you want to tell me what you want in the email, tell me what you're looking for, I'll find those videos and send you links to them too.
On the YouTube channel, yes.
Yes.
Matt says, Bruce, I get notifications for all the stupid stuff, but not these lives.
That's funny. I don't know.
Keith Davenport says, I always get notified when you're live. Michael Kent, yes, I got notified also that you were live. There's a setting on the phone you follow in Facebook.
Oh.
Justin says, yes, you are correct, Eric. Hit the bell, and then you can set it on how you want it.
Okay. Excellent. So
Bruce said he may have clicked follow, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So if you have a question on how to do it, go to YouTube and type in, how do I get notified when somebody
how do I
on
get a live Facebook?
Yeah, how do I get notifications on Facebook? Probably a YouTube video on it. Yep. So one of the things that I talked about on this other video, this one actually I just watched it a little while ago.
Hi, Aunt Mary.
I had forgotten about it. Hi, Aunt Mary. Love you. 8:16:17. That really there's a lot of insights there. I was watching this and I was going like, I don't even remember doing this video, but I was watching it and I make a lot of good points on how you can kind of save yourself a lot of time when somebody contacts you on doing a big sign. There's a lot of people that just want to get quotes on.
Dad said, hi, Aunt Mary.
There's a lot of people that want to get big quotes. And I used to spend an hour to 2 hours working up a quote, getting excited about possibly getting a sign, and wasting a lot of time on people that were just, let's call them tire kickers, for lack of a better term. So I always give them kind of a ballpark price right up front. And I say, if it makes sense, if this makes sense for you, we'll take it to the next step. And then I can give you a full quote. But go watch that 8:16:17. Coffee and questions.
Mary says, hi, Matt. Let's see. Art Day is watching.
Hey, Art. Haven't talked to you for a while. We got a nice group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody have any other questions?
Questions? You guys have any comments on how you price your stuff? You know, you guys can talk about it amongst yourselves.
Mildwood, Art Day. I'm doing them too cheap. Art says. He said, hi, Eric. And he says, I'm doing them too cheap.
Most of us do.
Eric does too.
And most of us do.
Like, he always says, I'll say, babe, that's too cheap. And he says, yeah, but I'll make good content for the channel.
See, that's the thing for me. I get kind of double value out of it, because especially if it's something that I know you guys will like to see me make. So I get double value out of it. But there was a lot of years where I didn't, and I just basically took it.
Matt said, I find the customer never knows what they want. They have an idea, then I talk them into more.
Yeah, and that's great. That's terrific. Yeah, and that's the thing is, if the customer is serious, then if you give them a ballpark price right up front without spending a whole lot of time on it, then they'll come back, and then and when they do that, then subconsciously even though they haven't committed to it, subconsciously they've kind of already said yes to something, even if you just give them a ballpark price, and it saves you time, saves them time if they're not serious.
Helen Stewart says, how is everyone doing during the virus with sales?
That's curious.
Yeah, Matt says, and pay first. Pay up front. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, always pay up front.
Andy says, charge him for upgrades, anytime, additional stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah. I take in things into account, like, is it inset letters? Like that Wynola, those two big Wynola signs, if those had been outset letters, I knew I was going to have a few more hours. I definitely would have been way up over $100 a square foot. But there was a lot of board there, and not that much carving. So I was a little bit on the lower end, and it was all inset. So
Matt asked, and I know you've answered this, and I know the answer to it, but it says, do you collect half down or do you collect full? He's been collecting half.
I always get 100% up front. That's just what I do. there have been times where I didn't, and I never got burnt on it. But almost I think for the last 5 years, I've unless it's somebody that is a repeat customer that I know is good for it, then it's possible I could take half down, especially if it's a big order. But generally speaking, 100%.
Yeah. Art Day said, oops. I just want to thank you for all of the tips I got from you and your dad over the past few years.
You're welcome, Art. Thank you.
Michael Kent says, great advice, Eric. I sell many signs for businesses like 2 foot by 3 foot for $600 to $700, and also offer an annual maintenance, which seems to work well outside also.
There's a great idea.
Yeah.
That is a really, really good idea. That's a terrific idea. That's one I hadn't thought of. Great idea, Michael. Great idea. That was Michael Kent?
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, especially if you're in an area that the finishes just don't last forever. So if you can get do an annual kind of a spruce up on signs, that's a terrific idea.
I'm sorry, Keith Davenport, I think he's the one up here that said that he's been unusually busy, or not unusually, but orders are up.
Uh-huh.
He said, somebody said, Helen said, really, Keith? And he said, yep, the vendor mall where I normally sell at is closed due to the virus. And he says now they're actually contacting him directly.
Wow, that's terrific. I saw something that and I don't know, is Renee here? Is my sister here? Renee said something, and I had kind of completely forgotten about it. When you guys, especially around the holidays, when you guys are set up, and hopefully by the holidays we'll all be back to normal. But when you guys set up and you're carving signs, don't forget a great idea that my sister came up with is sell gift certificates. So she sells tons of gift certificates that they just fill it out, they pay for it, fill it out, and then they can give that as a gift. And it's a great way to raise extra revenues during the holidays, and they don't have to kind of figure it out. They can buy just an order card that's a prepaid gift certificate kind of order card. Renee and Steve do a bunch of that at Christmas time.
Matt, I guess Matt's not carving too much. He said kitchen, whole house remodel. Can't wait to get back to.
I saw that. Yeah.
I'm redoing my bed. Well, I'm having my bedroom redone. We're not doing it.
Yeah, no.
I'm moving furniture.
We're just paying for it.
Kyle Bingaman said, I always do 100% up front, or repeat customers I do 50%.
Yep.
It is worth trying to sell on Etsy. A lot of stuff is CNC made, though.
Yeah.
Bruce Peters said, I add up the material costs, estimate labor hours, then take total, multiply it by 15% for overhead. So if I estimate hours correctly, it comes out to a price that keeps me happy, and clients think that they went over on me. That's
great. You know what? We all have our own ways. That's terrific. Good for you. That's way too much math for me. I'd hurt my head just trying to figure that out.
Oh, that's funny.
And I never, I always...
Bruce, he said, I've actually had 3 clients tell me I didn't charge enough. We've had that too, which I agree with. Yeah. Matt says, I did have a customer back out because him and his wife lost their jobs right now during COVID. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's, that's part of it. But you know what? If you build your business when times are good, then what will happen is when they do get lean, you'll have enough to get you through. So, be creative, guys. Find your niche. I talk about it all the time. Find your niche. Maybe there's something that where your area is at, or even if you're on the internet, if you're doing the Facebook marketplaces or whatever, just come up with something unique. Funny signs, I think, are just, they're terrific. Yeah.
And a lot of Bible verses, you guys. Bible verses really are hugely popular.
Yeah. Pet signs. Come up with really cool little shaped pet signs.
Was it Tessa? Somebody posted a really cute pet sign with little puppy paws.
Yep.
Michael Kent said, I hadn't thought of gift certificates. That's a great idea.
It is a terrific idea. That one is my sister.
That's what they do. They sell
They
at the mall.
sell a bunch of them. Because people, you think about it, people are always looking for gifts, and they love these signs as gifts, but they can't figure it out. They don't have time. It's easy for them just to spend $50 or $75 on a gift certificate, and now people can get exactly what they want.
Susan Alexander's here. Susan,
Hey, Sue.
I wish I could sit with you for a weekend and just do nothing but power carve.
Man, that would be an education.
Yeah, no kidding. Keith Davenport said clocks are his hotspot right now.
Really?
Justin
Terrific.
says, I would like to know how you are Whoops. So, that jumped. How are you doing on YouTube and got it fired up? And is there a way to make money off of YouTube as well? LOL. I got a phone call, so I hope you haven't brought that up yet. How do you get started on YouTube, and can you make money on YouTube?
You can make money on YouTube. If I were starting over and I wanted to just sell signs, I definitely would use YouTube as a tool. And the way I would do that is I would you could do the making of the sign kind of the way I do.
Hi, Denise.
But even more than
cousin.
that. Hey, cousin Denise.
My crib sister.
Big hugs, Denise. The way that I would use YouTube if I was starting over is you could do some things, some content like making them, showing them, what goes into making them. But the other thing is too, it gives you the opportunity to really talk directly to your customer on video, and they love that. And then you could really show your portfolio the different things that you can do. The other thing is you can, if you work that in conjunction with selling, like making signs for collaborations, like for restaurants or retail.
We were going to ask a question on that here.
Yeah.
Shortly.
Then YouTube it gives you a little bit more credibility. So you can use YouTube, and you just much like you would use a Facebook page.
Say hi to Dan Yotis.
Hey, Dan. You can use YouTube like that can give you more credibility in what it is that you're doing. So you can come up with creative ways to do that.
Kyle Bingaman says, I got asked to sell in a store and they take a percentage. Is there a standard percentage for the store to take for selling my stuff?
Back when we had a lot of dealers, we had, I think, a couple hundred dealers at one time. Hardware stores, lumber yards, gift shops. We would get 60%. The store would get 40%. And then, if it was a hardware store or lumber yard, it gave them the opportunity for the customer to come back in and pick it up. Generally, what would happen is the Ace Hardware or the Diamond Lumber or whatever it was would either fax the order in or they'd get it to us, because most of the dealers that we had were not, local, like in the same town. They were hundreds of miles away. So they would get the order to us. We would make it, ship it back to the store, and then the customer would come in and pick it up at the store. So that means that's another visit of the customer to come into the store, more chances for sales for the dealer. But that was our standard. I don't know what the standard is these days, but our standard for the customer, for the dealer, was 40%. They got a 40% discount.
Cousin, I got the announcement for Bailey's graduation.
Congratulations.
My cousin is graduating from Pepperdine. We're so excited. We have smart people in the family.
Yeah, they're not here, but
Yeah,
we got
and
smart
beautiful
people in the
girls.
family.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Bailey and Morgan. Oh, and my cousin Nisi. She's so pretty.
She is a pretty lady. Okay.
Knew there was a percentage. Didn't realize it was. Oh, Bruce Peters said he knew that there was a percentage. Didn't realize it was 60-40.
Yeah. Yep. 60
Hi,
for us,
Suzette.
40 for them.
Susie.
Who?
Susie.
Susie in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Hey,
Hi,
Susie. That's awesome. We got
family.
We got family.
Justin Alexis says, I'm wondering if you get paid by views from YouTube. So, like, if I started a channel such as yours, or another example is Millennial Farmer who makes videos each week of a day of the farm and somehow gets paid for people watching it. Is that something you're doing? If too much to explain, I can call you sometime so we can chat more about it.
No, it's pretty simple. So what happens is monetization on the general monetization on YouTube, when you're watching a video and you see a commercial, every time somebody watches that commercial, I think 20 to 30 seconds, something like that. When you guys see our YouTube channel and our videos and you watch that commercial for a certain period of time and you don't skip out of it too soon, we get paid because YouTube charges Toyota or whoever is buying that advertising. They charge them, and then they kick back to the producer, the content maker. They kick back a little portion of that. That's called monetization within the YouTube platform. So, if you've got, you have to, the YouTubers that have big channels that they get a lot of views, they make really good money on that. Us, not that much, but there's money to be made there, especially if you have content that is super good and you happen to have something that will go viral. We've never had one of those, but we just do what we do. So if you've got great content and you get a lot of subscribers and a lot of views and you're monetized, I think there are standards that you have to meet, like you have to get to 1,000 subscribers or 1,000 views or whatever. YouTube has all of those analytics that you need to meet in order to get monetized.
All right,
so go check out YouTube.
Yes, he said, thank you very much for talking about this. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
Anytime. Matt says, so I need to start watching the commercials for you, but I'll do it. Donald Owen says, my business basically went from 3 to 4 signs per week to 0 with this quarantining.
Yeah.
I have product which was selling in 2 stores, and these have been closed. Plus, the individuals have all told me that they were saving their money to feed their families. Can't blame them for that.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate, out of anybody's control. Well, out of our control.
It really is. So, what I would do in that instance is just double your efforts. If you're not making signs, for orders, now double your efforts. Get creative. In any time like this, any downturn in the economy, there's always opportunities. So, and I'm not trying to make light of it at all. All I'm saying is take the opportunities that are there, be creative, come up with new things, and just immerse yourself in creativity to the point where try different things. You swing the bat and sometimes you're going to miss, sometimes you're going to hit it. So
most of the time you miss.
Most of the time you miss. Yeah. But all it takes is one good connection and you've got, so think about different things in your area, think about different niches, think about different ways,
Stock
quotes.
Signs.
Yeah, you could even come up with a bunch of funny quotes about this whole quarantine coronavirus.
There are so many memes out there.
If you go on the internet, you could probably find 1,000 different ideas if you Google funny quotes about the quarantine or about corona.
Not making fun of the quarantine.
Not making fun, but
like I saw one the other day. And I don't know how you would do it, but this gal came out in a bikini and she's hairy everywhere because no LASIK, or not LASIK, no lasers, no waxing and all this kind of stuff. And he says something about summertime after 2020 quarantine, whatever. But
so
Kyle Bingaman says, what are some quick or on-hand signs you make? It's going too fast. On-hand, gosh darn it, keeps moving. On-hand signs to make to have displays at craft show. The drawn customer on the table thinks. You know what, guys? Go online and look for funny quotes. Look for movie quotes. Look for Bible scripture. Look for any of that stuff.
I made funny signs based on my area where I was up in Oatman. I used to make a little sign saying no peeing off the porch. I survived Oatman. I survived the burrows of Oatman with a little kicking donkey on it.
Yeah.
There was just tons of different little, funny things.
Bruce Peter says also start prepping for the next holidays.
That's right.
Yeah, he's got summer coming up. Start prepping for Christmas. Yeah. Michael Kent said this is the part of the conversation where we thank God we're still here. Still here and working. So.
Yeah. You know what? Right now, I would think about Mother's Day. Can you make something for Mother's Day? Can you make
Can
something?
you make a sign that you can keep under $20 to $25? Something small that
that you can just kick them out.
kick 'em out. Like kids
Mother's Day stuff.
Young kids, or something that can pull their money together and buy something for mom for Mother's Day.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
So there's every part of the year there's something coming up. And you guys, it's just a matter of creativity. There are people out there that will buy your product, but there's a smaller percentage now. So that just means you need to double and triple your effort and find those niches that will buy your product. So I'm an optimist, guys, if you can't tell.
Matt says, eye protection topic. I'm looking into getting an AirShield Pro air supplied mask. I keep getting eye infections and styes. Washing my hands wash your eyes out after carving.
Really?
Dust clogs pores and they get infected. Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Wow.
That's why people out here where the wind blows and there's so much dirt are constantly...
I've had sawdust in my eyes since I was a little kid. I'm just one of those lucky guys that, I don't like it in my eyes, obviously, but I'm able to pretty much wash it out. And But if you're sensitive to that kind of thing, definitely, maybe a goggles is the way to go.
They have really cool, I think DeWalt makes them. If you guys don't have the face shields, which we will have hopefully next week on the internet, on the website, DeWalt makes goggles that go right over your glasses. Eric bought me some. They're awesome.
Yeah, they're completely, they're would be great for going out on the quads and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, come on.
All right, so Vicky says we're done. Guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope that it stayed nice and clear. And
somebody said it was going blurry in and out, but that was one person, and everybody else said it was fine. So.
Excellent. Well, I think we're going to stay with Facebook Live until further notice. So, you guys, if you didn't get notified, go on and find out how you can get notified, because tomorrow night, same time, same bat channel, we'll be here. Somewhere between 1:15 and the top of the hour, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So anyway, guys, thanks so much. We love you.
I know the name Vic Parrish.
Vic Parrish?
Hi, Vic. I'm not sure. Your name sounds familiar.
I'm not familiar. If you have any questions, guys,
we are doing this now 6 days a week, all but every night but Sunday night. So come back tomorrow. So
if you guys have questions that you want me to talk about, want me to answer on here, you can save them until we get here, or send me an email, eric@makeawoodsign.com. And
yes, we're still doing Friday Night Live.
Yep. Everything else is the same. The video posted on YouTube this morning.
Eric decided you guys didn't see his ugly face enough.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You're an optimist too.
I was talking to Stephanie and Andy the other day, and I said, nobody wants to see your face that often.
Yeah, I don't get it. Anyway, guys, that is it. We'll see you tomorrow night about this time. It looks like we went like a half hour.
Yeah, too long, Chatterbox.
Yeah. So, but it was good questions.
It was.
Great interaction, guys. So thank you so much. Oh, before I forget, I'm so sorry if I can't go on. There's so many comments and stuff on there. I go on and I heart everything, but there's so many to answer. It would take me hours.
I don't know, Andy. Andy says, are we going to be doing the Friday Night Live on here?
On Facebook?
On Facebook or on YouTube?
We normally do that on YouTube.
I know.
That'll
probably be on YouTube.
I think
but we're looking at something that might be possible for us to do the live, and it'll go to YouTube and
you're
Facebook.
letting the bag out of the cat there.
Yeah, that's something we're looking at.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay, so hopefully sometime in the near future we'll be doing
38 minutes.
We'll be doing both.
Minutes.
I know, yeah.
Oh
You won't shut up. I'm trying to get off of here.
Did you just say shut up? Did you just say shut up?
No, I said you won't shut up. Anyway, all right. I'm getting the stink eye. I got to go, guys.
You're going to be getting more than stink. I'm going to smack you.
Have a great night. We love you.
Good night, guys.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Stay healthy.
We'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.